Have you ever had a situation where most probably you come home and your daughter or your son runs over to you and it's like, hey, daddy, mommy, and they present to you most probably a school invoice or school something, they need something for school, and you're like, you feel that heat, you are unable to most probably meet up with either it's a school need for your children or most probably just some bill at home and all of that. You I don't know, you begin to get that feeling like you've gone to school all this while, you finally have that dream job, you have that job, but unfortunately the month always seems longer than your salary. In today's video, I'm going to be moving you through why your salary will never be enough and what you can do instead. I personally have been in that spot where I have been broke, and today I still get broke, but it's completely different because today it's intentional. It's not intentional, but I know what to do. So today I'm going to move you through some key concepts, which is going to be very, very vital in most probably helping you on how to make money. So let's dive into this. So hello, you are highly welcome to my channel. My name is Gilbert Kimbi. If you're meeting me for the very first time, I'm an accountant, turned digital income guy. On this channel, I'm dedicating this channel to talk about money, how to make money, and my goal personally is moving from poverty to wealth, and to bring as much persons, to create awareness and to bring as much persons as I can to be able to achieve this. So I invite you to check the link, check the description below. I'm going to be sharing with you one of my most important resources. In this video today, let's move on to our topic for today, which is why your salary will never be enough and what to do about it. The concept I really want to drive you to think about is, have you ever asked yourself why you went to school? Like, I've asked a couple of persons these questions. I was with some colleagues on Friday, and I asked them, like, how many years did you spend going to school? And a good number counted it, and I got responses such as 19 years, 22 years, some even up to 25 years. And I was like, okay, that is a huge portion of our lives. And what is the purpose actually for going to school? And if you find yourself today, most probably, I don't know if you're watching these, like, are you satisfied with your income? Do you find sometimes during the month you feel like you really want to get something done, you want to buy something for your loved ones, you want to buy something for yourself, you want to provide your kids something, but you are unable to achieve that, you're not able to do that. So why go to school 20 years, 25 years, and you find yourself, you're an adult, you've been working for 5 years, 10 years, but you're unable to provide yourself with the things you really do desire. So I have been on this for the past 6 years, and I'm happy that today I'm able to come up, and despite the fact that it feels really uncomfortable, but it's my passion teaching, and whenever I learn something which is working, I like to share that with so many persons. So the very first thing I would like to bring to your attention is the reason for going to school is to develop human capital, because I'm going to be sharing with you strategies to make money. So I invite you to follow me, and I can give you the promise that if you continuously listen to the advices which I'll be sharing with you, and you implement what I'm sharing with you, I can assure you that your income will not stay the same. It's going to grow. Personally, I'm a living proof of this, and I'm going to be sharing with you. I'm going to be sharing some videos of some other persons who have gone through some of the advices which I've been sharing, and it's working for them. So the very first thing is to understand where you are. If you have a job today, that stands to the fact that you went to school, but you need to understand the reason why you went to school so that you can leverage that to be able to grow. The very first thing is you went to school to get human capital. That is the very first asset you have. to build a skill, okay, and to build a skill which is marketable, and that the market, the job market pays high value for that. So you went to school and most probably you learned to be a doctor, you learned to be an accountant, you learned whatever you learned in school. Now you've come to the job market and you find someone who can purchase that. But the good news is you could actually spend less years and still achieve the same results. What I find wrong, and from my research and what other persons who have discovered this do share, is that we are not taught how to make money, and we are not taught the reason for actually coming to school. I'll use for an example, since I'm a Catholic. If someone is going to the convent or is going to the seminary, he knows the objective is to become a priest, okay? Same thing, if you're going to school, most probably we know the objective is to have a job. But once you have that job, you find that something is actually missing. And I would like to share with you, the good news is that the objective is not just to have a job, because you want that someday, even if you don't go to work, you are still able to provide yourself with those things you love. You're still able to provide yourself. You're still able to help the people you love, your brothers, your sisters, your mom, and everyone whom you do care about. So it boils down to money. So there are some key terms I'd like to share with us here. Money, okay? That is it. Most probably you may be doing something you do have a passion, you love waking up and going for it. But the basic reason for getting a job or for going to school to get a job is so that you have some inflow of money. We live on an economic planet, okay? That is, you cannot go ahead, you cannot go to the market and you'll be kind and you're smiling due to the fact that you're beautiful, or you have a nice smile and they're going to give you rice and oil and everything, you come back and you cook. You need money to be able to exchange for the things which you need, to be able to exchange for cloth, okay? So that is the reason for getting a job. But we find ourselves that I'm going to be moving through the key terms, I'm going to be moving through over here, okay, so that you can begin to see what I'm trying to pass across here. But we find that at some point you have that job, you may at some point no longer like the job, but you are forced to continue going to that job, because if you don't go, you don't have money, you are not able to take care of yourself, you're not able to take care of your wife and your kids and your family, okay? So you find that something is actually missing, and that is not the reason for going to school. You did not go to school to later on become a slave to a job. The objective, this is something I'd like to share with us. The key point here, and like I said, the target should be wealth, and I'm going to come to wealth and actually what wealth is. So this is the awareness I want to bring to us, okay? Is that there should come a point in your career that even if you don't go to work, yeah, for some reason you don't feel like going to work. Yes, you don't go to work, but you still have money flowing in. You're still able to buy the things you want. You're still able to take care of your family and all of that. And that is actually possible. And that is the kind of education which I wish we were taught in school. I wish I found this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I would have been far off than where I am today. So money is, any thing which you can use to exchange for some other thing. So it must not be franc CFA or a dollar. Like I'm going to be making you understand, there's so many ways by which, or so many other things you can use in place of money to get something in exchange. The next thing I would like to share with you is income. And this is where your focus has to be, because there are some key areas in our life, okay? And we are going to, the first thing that existed before we even existed was God, okay? So your religion is actually very important. The next thing is that money, your wealth, is very, very important. Most probably you grow up and you were being told that money is the root of all evil. Personally, I believe that is completely wrong. Money brings out the true person in you. If you're a good person, money is going to bring out that good part of you. If you're a wicked person or a bad person, money is going to bring out that bad part in you. Okay? So If religion is very important, wealth is very important, your money is very important, your health is very important, and your relationships are very important. But the announcement is that for you to get all of these things, you need money. You need money to be able. You need money to be able to go to work. You need money to be able to take care of yourself when you're sick. You need money to be able to, move if you find the person you love, or you need money buys everything. That is the good news. It may not buy you happiness, but it can give you it can provide you with the resources to get happy. And money will only come as a result of income. Okay, when you go to the job, you go to your work, and at the end of the month you are being paid. That is an inflow of money. That is called income. And there are so many strategies by which, even as an employee, you can increase that salary, or you can have additional sources of income. Okay, you can have additional sources of income, or additional source, or second flow of income, third flow of income. And personally, I currently have several flows of income and even passive income that flows in. But this is not going to change if you are not aware that there is something which you actually need to change. The next term which I would like to share with you is rich. It's very evident that we would love to look good, we would love to ride a nice car, we would love to live in our own house, we would love to, and actually that is rich. So you could be rich. Kindly listen to something. You could be rich but very, very poor. There is a difference between being rich and being wealthy. The target is being wealthy. And the difference between rich and wealthy is that with wealthy, you have sufficient money coming in to be able to take care of all of your expenses, and you still have reserves. So if anything happens and you are not able to work in order to bring in money, if you are in the wealth stage, you are completely fine, because you won't run out of money, and you'll still be able to continue taking care of yourself. But if you are in a rich stage, and for some reason you are not able to carry out an activity that is going to bring in money, you are in deep trouble. The difference with being rich is, I'm going to take an example. Most probably you could see people who ride in huge big cars, have huge houses, but they are rich. And unfortunately, they're going to be, there's a term I really wish I added here, broke. Broke is a very good stage, but it could, depending on how you get into it, will either make it a challenging situation or an asset for you. So we have rich people who could be broke. For example, if you're earning 100,000, the society may look at you as most probably poor or broke, because most probably you may not dress as good. But we could have someone who is earning 2 million or 10 million and is still actually broke, like the person earning most probably 25,000, 100,000 per month. Now, how is that possible? If you're earning 2 million and on a monthly basis, and at the end of the month your expenses is most probably exactly 2 million or 2,100,000, you realize that by that time the money comes in, it's completely finished. Or if your expenses even exceed the 2 million coming in, is even small, is even less than what you need in order to run the month. So you may have people coming over to you, they see you looking like you look rich, but you're unable to help them because what comes in is even not sufficient for you. So that is the difference between being rich and being wealthy. You could have extreme money, but so far as your spending is high and equivalent to what is coming in, you find yourself in the rich stage. The objective is moving to wealth, wherein you have assets that generate money, that even when you're not working, you have money flowing in that is able to take care of your expenses, take care of you, take care of your children, take care of your loved ones without you having to worry. And that is the target where we want to be. So the last thing which I would like to share with us, and this is the key, is personal finance. This is a subject which I really do wish that we were taught in school. This is a skill, just like you learn a skill, just like any person who learns to play the piano. Learn to play the piano is a skill. Learning to type is a skill. Learning to be a doctor is a skill. Whatever thing you learned in school is a skill, and that skill is helping you to make income. But the skill to be able to move yourself from poverty to wealth is personal finance. You know, you need to be able to employ yourself, to work for yourself, to handle your personal finances, to gradually move you from poverty to wealth. So this is a skill. I kindly invite you to check the description. I'm going to be leaving a link in there for you to get one of my best ebooks, The Real Truth About Money, wherein I'm going to move you deeper on this. And let me give you one bonus, one additional tip over here. This is a bonus, okay? Is that this is very, very important, and I would love for us to take it very important, because it wouldn't be very funny. I don't think you'll be happy that most probably you've lived and most probably you're not there tomorrow, and you see your children suffering. You're on the other side and you see your children suffering. I'm not sure you would love to see your children suffering. So this is something, let's look at this. When you are still a child, okay, and you're independent, at that point in time, your financial status did not depend on you. So you were neither rich or you were neither poor. But let us look at this. If you were born into a rich family or into a wealthy family, you experience wealth, and hopefully when you get into the dependent stage, you may inherit some of that, or you may have learned what your parents did to be wealthy, and you get into the wealthy stage, or you may get into the poverty stage. Now let's look at the other side of it. If you were born into a poverty home, if your parents were poor, you experienced poverty, but that did not mean you were poor. You were dependent and your parents were poor, so you experienced poverty, and the likelihood is that once you get into dependence and you're now dependent, if you never had good guidance on how to move out of that, you could move into poverty and you start from the poverty stage. But until you get dependent on your own and it's now your responsibility to take care of yourself and begin to take care of the people around you, that is when you begin to classify yourself in the scale of between poverty to intermediate to rich to wealthy. Okay, in one of my next videos, I'm going to be moving through the ladder of wealth from poverty up to, so that you can be able to identify where you are. But the good news is, if you were born poor, it's not your fault. It's not your responsibility. But if you die poor, that is on you. So there are actually strategies on which you can take yourself from poverty to wealth. It takes time, but it's actually very possible. So it is my intention, it is my wish to build a community of people whom we can support one another, because I'll assure you, it's very simple. Those things are simple to do, but it's not easy. There are going to be difficult moments. So you need people, you need a community of people whom we can encourage one another and support one another, and tomorrow we find ourselves in this bracket. I'm very sure I'm going to find myself in this bracket. There is one thing or two things that can hinder this. You have God, and secondly your health. Those are the things that can, but I'm 100% sure if moving forward I'm healthy and God permits, I'm going to find myself in there, because I have the strategies and I would love to share that with you. So I'm really going to have so much which I would like to share with you. I invite you to always come back to this channel. I'm going to create a playlist which I'm going to be sharing all of these nuggets with you completely free. And if you want to dive deeper into my material, I'm going to be creating a member area where you could, we say those who pay more attention. So I'm going to be creating a paid session which for those who want to go deeper into the resources. I'm going to be providing that. Okay, you can always check the description and to see what resources I provide for you on there. But already check in there. I have 2 resources for you on there. A link which is going to give you access to one of my ebooks on personal finance, and a link to the blog article that accompanies this video with additional resources. So thank you very much. If you found this very valuable, I invite you to kindly smash that like button, hit that like button, and give as many likes as you can, even though I know you can give just one like. So that is going to help the YouTube algorithm, and it's going to show this to as many more persons. So kindly help us share the word. Kindly click the subscription button so that you'll be the first person to be notified when we share additional content, and turn on the notification bell as well. Okay. Thank you so much, and see you in the next episode.